Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, the long-awaited trial of the alleged Boston Marathon bomber begins this week. We'll tell you how the defense is planning their case.
Plus, Election Day gave South Bay voters the opportunity to make their voices heard on some highly controversial issues.
Then gas prices continue to rise following the ExxonMobil explosion in Torrance.
And a local hospital is taking preventive measures to ensure patient and staff safety. We'll tell you how. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Lisa Lee.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. The much-anticipated Boston Marathon trial got underway recently. The opening statement from defense attorney Judy Clark surprised many as she admitted Dzhokhar Tsarnaev did partake in the bombing. However, she stated that the defendant was swayed by his self-radicalized older brother and merely followed along with instructions. The statement set the stage for the trial, which will likely aim to prove the motive behind the incident in order to sway the jury from imposing a death sentence on the 21-year-old former college student. Prosecuting attorney William Weinreb claimed Tsarnaev was a calculated killer who wanted to avenge Muslim deaths and had murder in his heart. Tsarnaev is on trial for 30 charges stemming from the bombing, 17 of which carry the possibility of the death penalty. The bombing killed 3 and injured more than 260 individuals, many of whom were present in the courtroom. The closely watched trial is expected to proceed over the next couple of months.
On Election Day, the South Bay community weighed in on some highly controversial measures. In Hermosa Beach, voters soundly rejected Measure O, which asked residents whether or not the oil drilling ban should be lifted. All 5 Hermosa Beach City Council members personally opposed the plan. Councilman Michael DeVergilio stated, "I'm proud that the community got out and made the pitch, studied the issues, and decided what they wanted. I'm relieved that we've got an answer, and I also like the answer. I think it's better for us to head in this direction. It's better for me, my family, and us as a community." Had the measure not been passed, Hermosa Beach would have been forced to hand oil producer E&B Natural Resources of Bakersfield $17.5 million in compensation. And in Redondo Beach, voters also rejected Measure B, which decided whether or not the city should phase out power generation from a 50-acre site currently occupied by AES California. If the measure had passed, new land use and development standards would have allowed for residential and commercial development in the space.
The California Supreme Court unanimously ruled this week that a state law excluding sex offenders from living within 2,000 feet of a school or park is unconstitutional. Passed by voters in 2006, Jessica's law attempted to create predator-free zones, areas where sexual predators are banned from moving in. However, the court ruled that it unfairly infringes on the constitutional rights of registered offenders. Judge Marvin R. Baxter stated that the law severely restricted their ability to find housing in compliance with the statute, greatly increased the incidence of homelessness among them, and hindered their access to medical treatment, drug and alcohol dependency services, psychological counseling, and other rehabilitative social services available to all parolees. Arguments opposing the bill highlighted the difficulties of finding a home, and parole officers testified that the law makes it more difficult to keep track of the offenders, although the ruling currently applies for San Diego County, where the bill was initiated. This paves the way for offenders residing in other counties to challenge current restrictions. Although the ruling does not allow for a blanket ban, there can be exceptions made on a case-by-case basis.
Since the ExxonMobil explosion several weeks ago, motorists are seeing a surge in gas prices. According to GasBuddy.com, gas prices have increased an average of 43.8 cents within the past week and about $1 per gallon in the last month. The Torrance plant, which generates approximately 155,000 barrels of oil a day, has halted production indefinitely. Experts say the refinery's explosion on February 18th is not entirely to blame. California refineries switching over to their summer gasoline blend could also be the cause of the slight increase in prices around this time of year. The seasonal gasoline blend is said to increase mileage and reduce pollution. On the bright side of things, even with the recent price spike, average gas prices are reported to be $1 less than they were this time last year. Here in Torrance, according to GasBuddy.com, the cheapest gas prices were $3.29 at the Arco station on Torrance and Crenshaw Boulevards, as well as the gas station at the Torrance Costco.
With ExxonMobil's recent explosion, the discussion of how to respond and what to do during and after and after a disaster has been on the forefront of not only the city's mind, but ExxonMobil's as well. Now, in the aftermath of the incident, the Torrance refinery shared some helpful tips. They suggest when required to shelter in place, you should stay or go indoors. Shut all the doors, windows, and fireplace flues. And lastly, tune into Torrance City Sounds AM 1620 or turn on the TV to Torrance CitiCABLE for updates and instructions. Additionally, residents should turn off thermostats and close vents, cover your nose and mouth with a damp cloth, and wait for an all-clear notice before going outside. Now, in the event of a chemical emergency and you are driving, you should continue driving unless directed otherwise by emergency personnel. Close your windows and turn off the air conditioner or heater. Motorists are again advised to turn your radio to AM 1620 City Sounds for further instructions, and if your car stalls, do not start the engine, rather shelter in place. For more information, you can go to ExxonMobilTorrance.com.
Torrance-based Verengo, one of the nation's leading residential solar specialists, made two big announcements recently. The local solar panel company celebrated its 15,000th installation of a home solar system for a homeowner in El Cajon, a huge milestone for the young company, which began in Torrance in 2008. Verengo was also named winner of the Angie's List Super Service Award for 2014. Winners of this distinction must meet strict eligibility requirements, which include an A rating overall and must be in good standing with Angie's List. Angie's List helps nearly 3 million consumers nationwide, connecting them with its selection of highly rated service providers in 720 categories of service ranging from home improvement to healthcare. Verengo was also named in Inc. magazine's list of America's fastest growing companies and consistently maintains a rating with the A rating Better Business Bureau.
A superbug outbreak expanded to the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, increasing the number of exposed victims. Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles reported that 4 patients were infected with a deadly superbug. The exposure came from a contaminated medical scope, and 68 more people may have been exposed. A similar outbreak occurred at UCLA's Ronald Reagan Medical Center, where 5 people became infected, 2 of whom died after being treated with scopes carrying CRE bacteria. CRE is highly resistant to antibiotics and can kill up to 50% of infected patients.
With the recent measles outbreak in Southern California and Ebola cases nationwide, 3 area hospitals are taking extra precautions to help better protect their hospital staff and its patients from further spreading infections. Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Centers in Torrance, Santa Monica, and San Fernando Valley are using a robotic mechanism to help zap the unwanted germs. To ensure safety for its patients, visitors, and employees, the Torrance Hospital, along with Tarzana Medical Center and St. John's Health Center, are working with robots to disinfect patient rooms from the emergency department to the intensive care unit. Here in Torrance, nurses have completed training to use 2 robots that shine ultraviolet light rays to destroy viruses. These systems claim to do traditional cleaning methods can't always guarantee. After a patient is discharged, the system is deployed, sweeping the rooms with germ-killing UV rays for about a half hour.
Torrance Alerts, the City of Torrance mass emergency notification system, now allows users to receive informational messages from the city in the event of an emergency. Torrance Alerts is a free service provided by the city to ensure you have all the necessary information and precautions you should take in the event the city or region experience an earthquake, fire, or other public health emergency. Users can sign up and customize their settings to choose which types of messages they would like to receive. Users can sign up at torranceca.gov/Torrance Alerts. Still ahead, find out how to best protect yourself against the measles.
Plus, the local business expands, making party planning a much easier experience. But
when I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Huntington!
Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Oh, hello there. Oh,
Where's that bear?
Torrance was the place to be for local business members celebrating Black History Month.
I don't know if you remember a few years ago, a little 15-year-old African-American girl flying an airplane from Compton to Virginia and back. She's in her third year pre-med UCLA cardiovascular surgeon.
This year's theme, Inspiring the Next Generation, honored 6 influential recipients for making a difference in the community by inspiring future generations. Each honoree has served to pave the way for youth in the community.
It's really a wonderful validation of the road that I'm on, the journey that I'm taking.
The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce has been a long-standing partner of the event. Chairwoman Heidi Cunningham, as well as Torrance Mayor Patrick Fury, spoke on behalf of the city.
We all get together and we celebrate the great history that the African American people have brought to America and brought to our region and brought to our city. And for that, we're really excited.
GLAC Chairman Gene Hale took a stand at the podium to highlight the significance of the event in promoting a stronger economy, political action, and networking opportunities.
It's just great to have organizations come together to show that we are united.
The event also featured vendors who had the opportunity to showcase and sell their artwork, jewelry, and clothing throughout the event. Other notable honorees included former NBA player A.C. Green, who accepted the Leadership and Community Commitment Award on behalf of his work with the A.C. Green Youth Foundation. Green spoke of the significant implications outside counselors, teachers, and programs can have on shaping the future of youth.
It was a high school administrator that stopped me my sophomore year in high school, that told me I had potential, told me that I could be someone, and that to me spoke hope, purpose, and destiny.
The event served as a reminder of the meaningful progress that can take place when individuals within the community work to inspire the next generation. Local sponsors of the event included Toyota, Honda Connecta, Federal Union, The Daily Breeze, Cal State Dominguez Hills, Pelican Products, the Rhodium Open Air Market, UCLA Health, and ExxonMobil Corporation.
Cora Events, a creative event agency specializing in delivering memorable events, celebrated the opening of its newly expanded office space and warehouse in Torrance. Mayor Patrick Fury was also in attendance to help commemorate the ribbon-cutting ceremony.
Everything that you see is rentable, from trees to stools to everything. Right. Yeah.
Cora Events, known for helping turn ordinary events into something spectacular, recently celebrated the grand opening of their newly expanded location here in Torrance. Their new location boasts more than 56,000 square feet. They house everything from tents to red carpet accessories, furniture, props, and much more. And while they are becoming the go-to place for party planners, big or small, Ryan Cora, CEO of Cora Events, says it's not always about the commodities.
It's not just about tables and chairs. It's about where you put them, how they're laid out, what it looks like, what is the cause of the event, and ultimately what is the experience? What's somebody going to feel? And so that's what makes us different. We're not renting things. We're building better events.
Started in 2005, the Los Angeles-based company has since more than doubled in size. After a 15-year career in venue management, Cora's vision of a creative one-stop shop for clients became a reality. Today, the company has helped prepare notable events such as the Golden Globes After Party and the Electric Daisy Carnival.
We want to help change events, and I think the days of 60-inch rounds and chicken dinners, it's done, it's gone, and we want to be the company to help people into the next generation of events.
Torrance Mayor Patrick Fury, along with members of the City Council, also attended the grand opening and presented a certification of recognition. Mayor Fury spoke of the benefits of having a business like Cora Events stay and expand within the city of Torrance.
Other people come here to learn how to do their events or to even purchase the services, and in doing that they come to Torrance. They actually see Torrance and they see the vitality that we have in our city. Torrance is an exciting city right now, and having business expand, and this is not the only one, it's really exciting.
Cora Events looks forward to expanding within Torrance, where they can continue to bring creativity to the events industry.
We're bringing a lot more people onto our team that have creative backgrounds, not just from the event world, but from the decor world, from setting up homes and from architecture. And so we really see creativity as a major change.
1, 2, 3.
For Torrance City Cable, I'm Lisa Lee.
Cora Events is located at 540 Hawaii Avenue. They are open to the public Monday through Friday. You can see what they have in store or online at coraevents.com.
The recent measles outbreak stirred up quite the controversy as to whether or not the vaccine should be made mandatory someday. Here's Quinn Marie with answers from a local infection control specialist.
A perfect storm is how infection control practitioner at Torrance Memorial Medical Center, Joanne Yoshida, describes the sequence of events leading up to over 70 Southern California patients being exposed to the measles virus.
So what had probably happened is there was a child that probably wasn't quite over or had a rash at Disneyland, and because this is airborne and contagious, they probably came in contact.
The media storm immediately following the outbreak caused statewide fear among parents.
The Disneyland outbreak did cause a lot of panic in the community, and we did see our emergency room and the pediatricians were inundated with family bringing their children in with just a rash.
4 new cases of measles have been reported in California, bringing that total to a staggering 123. Back in January, 2 incidences were reported in Torrance, though both of those patients have since recovered.
Oh, those patients are doing fine. Yeah, they had no complications. They sought treatment early. They were referred to their primary care physicians.
Because symptoms often look similar to a common virus, high fever, runny nose, conjunctivitis, Yoshida urges worried parents to seek medical attention but not assume that measles is the only diagnosis.
If you suspect your child might have measles, please call your pediatrician. Don't run into the emergency room.
As for studies linking the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccination to autism, Yoshida says there is no real evidence proving this theory and parents should consider vaccinating their children as it is a highly contagious illness.
According to the CDC, there are no substantial studies that even proves that there's any link between the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine to autism. So the number one way that you can protect your child is to vaccinate your child.
For Torrance City Cable, I'm Quinn Marie.
Thanks, Quinn. Parents looking for more information on vaccinating their child should contact primary care physician.
Still ahead, a new study finds that children may be wasting less and eating more. We'll tell you why.
Plus, which fast food chain is phasing out foods with antibiotics?
So they say it's a man's world? See anybody's name on it. While they were out doing their thing, we slowly changed all that. We changed all that. Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
March is National Nutrition Month, and this year's theme is Bite into a Healthy Lifestyle. An annual nutrition education and information campaign, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics hopes to encourage children and adults to return to the basics of healthy eating with fewer calories, making informed food choices, and getting daily exercise to help reduce the risk of chronic disease and promote overall health. While there is no one food or drink or pill that could help achieve one's ideal health goals, experts say a person's overall daily routine is what's most important. And next week, in honor of Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day, we will have a special in-studio guest to talk to us in detail about the options available to help come up with a healthier daily routine. Vandana Sheth will be back in the studio on the set of This Week in Torrance. You won't want to miss that segment.
Meanwhile, a new study shows kids eating more healthy foods at school and throwing less away. Recent research from the Rudd Center for Food Policy and Obesity at the University of Connecticut shows that children are eating healthier food at school and discarding less since school meal standards were updated in 2012 to incorporate more nutritious meals. Key findings from the research reported that more students are actively choosing to add fruit to their lunch tray, up 12% from 2012 to 2014. Not only are kids eating more fruit, but vegetables as well. The percentage of vegetables students consumed increased by nearly 20%. Overall, students also finished more of their lunch entrees, which decreases food waste. You can find more information and a link to the full report at USDA.gov on their list of latest releases.
Speaking of healthy eating, fast food company McDonald's will soon make changes to the food they serve. In an effort to combat resistance to antibiotics, McDonald's will work to phase out using chicken raised with antibiotics. McDonald's will also work to only sell milk from cows that are not treated with RBST, an artificial growth hormone. Mike Andrus, head of McDonald's USA, said in a statement, "Our customers want food that they feel great about eating, all the way from the farm to the restaurant, and these moves take a step toward better delivering on those expectations." The announcement comes following a large push by the Food and Drug Administration to end the use of antibiotics to promote faster growth of farm animals. The move is another step in the industry raising the bar for other restaurant chains.
Still ahead, some local events to mark on your calendar.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back, everybody. We hope you have your pen and paper handy. Here are a few noteworthy announcements. Spring 2015 class registration began on March 3rd only to Torrance residents. Registration will open to the public March 10th. The City of Torrance Community Services Department offers classes, a wide variety of arts and fitness classes. For more information about the classes offered, visit torranceca.gov/cultural services.
Then the Women's History Month Committee at El Camino College is seeking candidates for the 2015 Women of Distinction Award. The award recognizes outstanding women from the El Camino College area. Awardees will be honored at the annual Women's Wall of Fame program on May 5th. They will also be featured on the El Camino College Women's Wall of Fame throughout the year, where their name will be engraved on a plaque that is showcased on the wall. The nomination deadline is March 16th. To nominate, visit the website or call 310-660-3868.
Torrance High School recently kicked off the 2015 track and field season with their 8th annual Zamperini Invitational track meet. The event, named after Torrance alumni Louis Zamperini, aims to honor the World War II hero, Olympian, and humanitarian by inviting members of the community to take part in various track and field activities. The meet opened with the 5,000-meter run to commemorate the race Zamperini ran when he represented his country at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. The athletes wore throwback uniforms similar to the one Zamperini wore when he ran track for Torrance High back in the 1930s. Throwback T-shirts were also available for purchase, with all proceeds going to the Louis Victory Boys Camp, a nonprofit youth program that helps troubled teens get back on track. In a fitting tribute, Clay Zamperini ran the last leg of the 4-man relay, holding the torch his grandfather ran with when the Olympics came to Los Angeles in 1984.
And it's been wonderful to see how Torrance High School, where my grandfather, started his running career, still supports him and still wants to honor him. Probably the greatest thing about coming down here and being like a part of the Torrance community is seeing how many people had, personal memories with my grandfather.
Zamperini's legacy will continue to be remembered at the upcoming book signing event for the book he co-authored with David Renzen called Don't Give Up, Don't Give In, Lessons from an Extraordinary Life. Now you're hearing it first here on This Week in Torrance. Representatives from Universal Home Entertainment will be at the event promoting the DVD release of Unbroken, which becomes available on March 26th. Those in attendance of this book signing will have the opportunity to win one of the first copies available. This takes place on Sunday, March 22nd at 2 p.m. You won't want to miss it. And the movie is fantastic. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Well, it's a great movie. That does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And I'm Lisa Lee. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.